Stop what you're doing and duck under your desk. Democrats are saying the N-word.
This is very dangerous. That everything we're doing right now smacks of the Cold War. And what we're talking about is launching nukes at each other. If you launch missiles at us, we have to launch missiles at you, and it will never end.
Countries only threaten to use nukes when their very survival's at stake. The fact that Democrats are threatening to go nuclear is a tell.
I want the country to have a completely nonpartisan drawing of the lines based on the census. But if they're going to do that and go nuclear, so am I.
Have you noticed what Democrats have been willing to die for? Trump basically banned windmills. No reaction. Remember global warming was going to end the world? Guess not. They firebombed Teslas. Why? They did that because Doge discovered USAID. That was their little money laundering racket. They went to the mattresses for that. When else did Democrats get violent? ICE raids. They rioted to keep illegals. Now, why do they want to keep illegals here so badly? Political power. Illegals' kids will vote Democrat. But also, illegals are counted in the census, and the census determines congressional districts. So the more illegals you have in New York and California, the more House seats Democrats get. These are the three legs to the Democrat bar stool: USAID, illegals, and gerrymandering.
We are in a fight for democracy, a fight for our democratic lives. And I think that if the Republicans can have their will in these deep red states, the Democratic states have to step up. We have to have a national fight about this.
Now, do you see why them losing a few House seats in Texas turned into a national fight? Now do you see why they're dropping the N-word? Barack Obama has been very quiet, but he came out with a blistering attack on Texas. Barry knows. The Raging Cajun is taking this so seriously that he's threatening to colonize an island.
If the Democrats win the presidency, the Senate, and the House in 2028, which is not impossible, they are just going to have to unilaterally add Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia states, and they may have to expand the court to 13 members. If you want to save democracy, I think you got to do all of those things.
Pack the court, add 2 Democrat states, 52 stars on the flag. Why? Just because Texas is redrawing some lines? This type of battle cry to save democracy is reaching the same fever pitch that we heard right before Butler. Now, some people say, let's only kick out the criminal illegals. Let's wait till 2030 to redistrict. Let's just chill on Doge. You're playing into their hands. The Democrat Party has waged unrelenting political warfare for 3 decades. The president's been shot, spied on, arrested, impeached twice. We've been debanked, censured. Republicans' homes have been raided. Republicans have been shackled, investigated, abused. The country was invaded. Our tax dollars are being stolen by their nonprofits. Their schools are indoctrinating our children. They're conducting sick operations on them. They've corrupted athletics, staged coups, been caught ballot harvesting. Hi, Wanda. It's been a bloodthirsty battle for power, and we haven't even been fighting until now. Finally, Trump's fighting back. And this time, he's not fighting for his own political survival. The Democrat Party is. They just lost 7 swing states. Donors lost over $1 billion. They're struggling to defend the biggest cover-up in U.S. history, and the party's broke and the least popular it's ever been. Kind of makes you realize they've only been competitive because of shenanigans.
Let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens.
We're not going to take it anymore. Trump's drawing a line in the sand. He wants illegals out of the census and out of the country. Quote, I have instructed our Department of Commerce to immediately begin work on a new and highly accurate census based on modern-day facts and figures, and importantly, using the results and information gained from the presidential election of 24. People who are in our country illegally will not be counted in the census. Democrats used illegal immigration and gerrymandering to rig the map and boost their power in the House. And Trump's saying no mas. With the way the census works, it has to be done in the year that ends with 5. So Trump's on the clock. MSNBC says if he does, Democrats are getting nuked.
Could really be the unraveling of our democratic system if we start getting into a situation where states are just trying to rack up the numbers and paying no attention to their constituents.
Americans put Trump in office for this exact reason, to unravel a corrupt system, a system where politicians got rich off insider trading and got powerful from illegal immigration. Every Republican state should look at the battle lines and do what's right. It's unacceptable to count illegals in a census that gives Democrats back the House. Do you want to give them back the House based off funky numbers so they can have an impeachment hat trick and slow down deportations and keep sending millions of dollars to Guatemala for sex changes and hold hearings on DEI? Nancy Pelosi says if she gets back in power, she wants to start cutting off your kids' ding-a-lings again.
That is something that I'm working for at the national level, and we have, how can I say, are hoping that we can have gender affirming here for our trans kids, and that it's a sad thing for us.
There's too much at stake. We have to lock in voter ID. We have to gerrymander the reds, kick the migrants out of the country and the census, and get to the bottom of the Biden cover-up. And finally, get accountability for the scoundrels who criminalized America first. But none of this works if we don't round up bad hombres.
This is the kind of thing where people have to step up. I'm stepping up. Hopefully, a whole bunch of other former officers, former ICE agents will step up, and we'll meet those recruitment goals immediately, and we'll help protect this country.
If you believe in America first, join ICE. You get a $50,000 bonus, and you get to jump out of a van and tackle illegals with Superman. Homan says his phone's blowing up.
I actually used to have a LinkedIn account, and I had to shut it down because I had thousands and thousands of people reaching out to me. Bottom line is you got a lot of patriots.
We're talking about the possibility of extinguishing a political party. This party's on the ropes and could be out of power for a very long time if we follow through. They're actually powerless to stop the movement. It's why they're pulling stunts to fool their base into thinking they're fighting. Trump's using the system they created to win. So Democrats are forced to go outside of the system to save what's left of their party. They've been reduced to locking themselves in ICE jails and claiming Homan threw away the key.
We were greeted by a masked agent who refused to give us his name, who refused to show his face, and who proceeded to lock the door, keeping us, in essence, incarcerated here because we cannot go in or out.
We have a new hoax alert.
New hoax alert. New hoax alert. New hoax alert.
Homeland Security says this is deeply unserious. The members were not trapped and were free to leave whenever they would like. In fact, the BOP, which manages this facility, had to close the gates to prevent the media from trespassing. In LA, Mayor Karen Bass, still being a Karen, she says Los Angeles is disappearing.
When one breadwinner, one wage earner is gone and disappears, when that is taken away from you, that just doesn't destabilize a family. That destabilizes a neighborhood. But we are not going to allow this administration to destabilize our great city.
Bass claimed ICE raids were shutting down car washes, remember? But Johnny pulled up and got a deluxe.
The mayor says nobody's getting their car washed because of ICE. Well, we're at a car washed. It's packed. So what are we going to do? We're getting our car washed. How busy has it been?
Yeah, every day. All day, busy.
Even though illegals are on the run, LA is still running. Karen's just in a tizzy because her political power is disappearing. But nothing's stopping Homan. He's like a bloodhound on the trail. South Park gets it.
Well, this is bad, okay?
President Trump's political fortunes are improving. CNBC has his approval rating surging 2 points over the summer. The country backs what he's doing on immigration, and economic optimism is up.
If you voted for Donald Trump, this is exactly, almost to the letter, what you wanted. Element after element, he delivered exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's why his own voters believe that this has been an incredibly successful presidency.
We're 200 days in. Imagine what could be accomplished over the next 200 days if we keep this pace. We already have a big, beautiful rose garden patio. Now the women's high heels won't be sloshing around in the dirt. Happy wife, happy life. See what I mean? Anything's possible. We just have to be Nike and just do it.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.